to tell them things they already know.
You achieved your dream goals, and you have financial freedom. Tell me about your financial freedom, Matt.
I eat ramen noodles most nights for dinner.
Thank you, Jake Paul. This is absolutely one of the worst things.
I feel like you could just say Jake Paul plus whatever equals worst thing.
Philadelphia's backwater, Matt. You, I know, are a huge fan of this one. You have jars of this stuff stacked up in your
No, I have jars of my own bathwater. I saw Philadelphia do this and I go, you know what? There's a savvy business girl. Charge $30 3 kids through college right now, so I don't want to hear it. David Dobrik's $100,000 puzzle.
Funny how a lot of the things we talk about
It's all canceled people.
Yeah, before people got in a little bit of trouble. The idea is that once you complete the puzzle, which is really annoying because it's just a QR code, one person would win $100,000, and I think most people won something like 25 cents or something.
This is just lottery with extra steps.
If Legal Eagle has taught me anything, illegal lotteries are really, really real. I actually will say, kind of good idea on the surface. The whole legality of it may be a little bit questionable.
If you have to say it's maybe not legal, it's not a great idea.
No, there's so many great ideas that are illegal. Thumbs up!
I got so mad though when
JoJo C was makeup collab with Claire's for, quote, containing asbestos.
I guess we'll refund it, but it's okay to have a little asbestos. The plus side to it is asbestos was used as a fire retardant.
Yeah.
So, you know, your face
is
completely
not flammable.
Completely protected from fire.
Damn it, I hate when my face catches on fire.
I'm giving this a no because everything I've ever seen about JoJo Siwa has been against my will.
Zoella's Lifestyle Advent Calendar.
Yeah.
She is a British
items.
On top of that, it was, of course, not popular because why would it have been? And it was later marked down to 25 pounds. I get the idea of an advent calendar. I don't have a problem with the idea. It's the execution that matters. But then just don't put bad stuff in your thing. How about that?
Don't attach your name to bad stuff.
Watcher TV. I didn't even know this existed. So the team at Watcher, who, if you're unfamiliar, used to be the BuzzFeed Unsolved dudes, they announced in the grand influencer tradition that they were leaving YouTube. I'm moving to greener pastures, which is my own streaming service. That is all.
It doesn't fund the ideas that we want to do. The amount of sponsorships and deals that we have to have in here to fund this stuff, it would make the content really cool for you. That's why we're doing this. I think it's a huge thumbs up because it's one of those rare opportunities. We have to cherish any moment, and an influencer almost does something terrible and then walks back from the brink. This is a lesson. It's okay to take a shot. But as soon as that shot looks like it's about to send your entire channel off a cliff, I don't know, maybe go to anyway. Let us know what you think about these influencer things. Like, follow, subscribe, and you're going to get our gamer backwater.
And most importantly, visit thebanjoboy.com where you'll find all your latest merchandise. We got singles,
massive hits like Strumming Away, Banjo.
Who ends up being the bad guy in this movie? This is the first time I'm watching it, so I didn't look ahead or anything. Now, ask me how many times I've written something like this only to erase it later when I was wrong. Why this should have been depth experience. Person who's almost dead is told that it's not their time by someone technically dead. Now, we could make this conversation meaningful or just have Pat with the walking tales in his ear. What do you guys think? I got it. I got it. We're good. We are good. And this is okay with you. The hard choice. Do you mind returning to the Upside Down to retrieve that detail?
Just under 20 million. Backdated period of transfer beginning in 2004 ending January 2020.
I guess you could do this if you were writing a check, but aren't there digital records of the transfer date that are created regardless of when you wish it happened? And if you have enough hacking power to change the bank's records, why do you need to come here to get his login? This whole thing feels somewhere between impossible and able to be done from my couch at home. This business card with all Pat's personal info on it will provide the viewer with a lot of information about what's going down, but it is also an unnecessary piece of evidence to create. This guy isn't cartelling correctly.
Hey, honey, what's going on?
Do they know each other?
Honey, who's there with you?
Later, McGrath is going to have Howard's account is what tipped the scale. But Jeremy, the money was backdated. Well, did they also backdate the captain spending the money? Because that looks weird if he's been receiving millions in payments from the cartels and didn't spend any of it. Maybe the movie could have spent more time clarifying the villain's plan instead of arguing over whether or not souls have
They found a phone with Howard's contact on it. Years of communication with the cartel.
This orgy of
I dare you.
Whoa, Will. This isn't the Oscars. There are consequences.
I need to know if Captain Howard was working with the cartels.
No, he was onto the ones that were.
It's really unbelievable that Armando, Mike's son, who knows Captain Howard was innocent, is still alive.
No, Captain Howard was killed because he was on your mother's hit list.
He was added to it. Your people wanted it to look
this?
Miami law enforcement apparatus wanted the cartel to kill Captain Howard, so they added him to Isabel's revenge list. But that makes no sense, because any killing in that context would be attributed to the list, which was a bunch of people who ordered to make. It seemed pretty personal to Isabel in the last movie when she produced Captain Howard's picture with an X over it.
That's bullshit.
Marcus knows Captain Howard's innocent, and yet there's all this evidence that he was working for the cartel. How does he think all that evidence got uncovered without some dirty players on his side?
A man on the inside got all Howard's records in the JCS file.
I know it's weird that I don't call him by his name, but you never know who might be listening.
Well, we know Howard is under our operation. We just don't know how much he has.
Amazing that the police captain was conducting an investigation into the cartels that no one on the force knew about except him. That they died after 1 week, so someone tell me how Captain Howard did all this while being an administrator.
Something was sent. Tracing the phone now.
So Captain Howard knew that the day might come when his personal computer would be hacked, and he made sure the information got into the hands of Mike and Marcus via their easily traceable telephones. Yeah, way to think of everything, jackass.
If you're seeing this, I'm probably dead.
If you're seeing this, I'm probably dead cliche. Also, in the age of constant data breaches, Cap thinks that his computer would only be hacked if he was dead.
The Coke bottle giant is the key.
But the Coke bottle giant doesn't end up being the key. He just has another video to lead you all to the files and shit. Captain Howard sucks at riddles.
I'd like nothing more.
Michael Bay. Also, very weird that they don't acknowledge each other after we saw him at Marcus's daughter's wedding in the last movie, and he introduced Mike before he made a speech. Look, there can't be two guys who look like Michael Bay in this world.
I'm saying that you saying that if I shoot you in your face,
I can't say what I'm supposed to say until you say what you're supposed to say. Fletcher, just tell us what you're supposed to tell us.
Did Captain Howard forget to give Mike and Marcus some keywords to unlock Fletcher here, or is this scene being frustrating on purpose?
Captain Howard was on to something big. He didn't trust that you dumb could figure it out, so he contacted me.
And he said, in the event of my death, don't let Mike and Marcus have the files unless they solve a riddle first. Changelings be among us.
Flex your face one more time.
Because they'll have to jump through some hoops. Bring back the Bad Boys 5, to live or die, or let it ride in your life. Parabellum. There's a goddamn Barry White song playing while all these jelly beans shoot their bunkers and drones and smash a bunch of glass, and absolutely no one dies. Also, are the bad guys still shooting at Mike and Marcus because they're trying to protect the graph, or are they trying to kill them? The graph is long gone, and I thought you told them not to kill the cops because that would somehow be bad. The trick here is to have the camera moving so fast that no one can tell what's going on or has any idea where to focus.
a fight crowd, baby! Bang!
When it comes to seeing these movies, the iconic Bad Boys Zero shot is like the free space on a bingo card.
Come on, you're smarter than that.
Michael, please do not forget you're talking to your boss.
Mike, that has any bearing on anything Mike Lowry does. In time of this movie, he defied your orders and probably should have been fired and even jailed for the shit he did.
I shot this. Went frame by frame.
Why did you shoot this and go frame by frame? Did you have a hunch? Are you a fan of the arts? Did you read the script? Also, you mean there's a QR code that leads to another Captain Howard video that you can look at in the middle of this art installation? You really didn't think there was any chance someone might randomly find the... The fact that you're about to kill someone before you even attempted being able to pay all the guards to look the other way, but not being able to pay one to finish the job is just one of the arbitrary limits that keep this character alive. He acts like you ever get a second chance at whatever your bad idea was after taking a 45-pound plate to the head. He acts like you ever get a second chance at whatever your bad idea was after taking a kettlebell to the head.
They just tried to kill my son because Armando can prove that Captain Howard was innocent.
It's almost like the plot finally caught up to the reality of the situation. It's almost like the bad guys finally realized that Armando should be killed. That scene in the prison yard probably should have happened like right at the beginning of the movie instead of all that nonsense with Marcus eating Skittles.
Listen, I know y'all can do this, all right?
And Captain Howard told Mike not to trust anyone, and the first thing he does is tell Reed Richards what he knows. About the only thing I agree with in this movie is Howard not telling Mike and Marcus up and senses a disturbance in the force. Well, did he get hit in the face with this door like a punk-ass Jedi? What was the plan here? They use Marcus and Mike's guns to kill the marshals, but they never make any attempt to incapacitate or detain Marcus and Mike. The villain keeps losing, not because he's going up against super cops, but because he's dumb. Let's go! It's his so concerned about telling his boss to get going, which makes no sense at all, that he allows Mike to close in on him and entirely loses his advantage. Even if Mike is super strong, the fact that Armando and the cage have to weigh more than him means that Mike should have been lifted right off his feet. I mean, unless we're dealing with magic and he's a bright or some shit like that.
Where the hell you learn how to fly? I'm a drug dealer, man.
And that is why Delta prefers to source all of its pilots from the streets. There's no way they survived. Oh, they were safely ejected from the helicopter.
How the hell did they get on a federal transport?
Hey, Mike, let me introduce you to the case that you're on. I see you're unacquainted.
We're staying together. Come on with me.
Kids.
Alright, listen up!
Let me guess. What I want out of each and every one of you is a hard target search of every gas station, residence, warehouse, hen house, gallery, and I still don't even know what the plan was there.
Put a bounty on the streets, get it to every gang in the city, and let them fight for it.
We have now arrived at the sudden John Wick 3 portion of the movie. I don't know enough about the climate they're in, but I do know they're in South Florida. And I'm really wondering if lighting a fire is in their best interest right now when they're being chased by U.S. Marshals. I know that Marcus and Mike aren't very experienced at being criminals, but you'd think they'd at least know to get out of the trailer park and hide before putting these clothes on.
How does get in my black closet?
That's closetism.
Why don't you boys sing us a little Reba song?
The movie will now predictably have Mike and Marcus stumble their way through something that is definitely not a Reba song. And that will pass for a good hearty laugh, but you know Marcus knows some Reba song. Come on, I would have been way funnier than this bullshit.
Did you ever love her?
Looked like cartel business and told everyone to speak Spanish.
I need your boy and whatever evidence your beloved captain had squirreled away.
How are you going to know that when you get the evidence, it will be all of it? And how would you know there aren't copies?
Only person you spoke to was Regan.
Your first one is a regular guy.
Okay. What evidence is that?
Okay.
What the fuck is evidence?
Okay, I heard you the first time.
I need to get down to the station.
You were just told that your U.S. attorney husband is a dirty, no-good SOB and he's on the case that directly involves him. Would you tell him there's a breakthrough in the case? For f***'s sake, come up with some other f***ing excuse so he doesn't want to tag along.
Who are you texting?
Alright, just
Texting this close and this vigorously next to someone but not being prepared to answer this obvious question. Maybe you're still in disbelief that your husband is a piece of shit.
Yeah. Mama went with him? She watching the dog.
it's going to make its way in the water. Have you guys proven everything you need to prove at this point to allow a witness that is key to your case to dive head first into a dangerous off-book mission?
Drones in the air?
Oh yeah, nobody will notice 3 big drones approaching the area.
As far as they know, Lockwood is on his way to the plane to move the hostages to Cuba.
Will one of you at least acknowledge that once McGrath let you know that he moved locked Jancy, but luckily the movie will make it so they don't have to come through with whatever this dumb plan is. Also, you're law enforcement, and it feels like you could do any number of things here that would not have required a plan to shoot all the bad guys and somehow get the hostages back in one piece. Like the biggest lie they could have told while pretending to be Lockwood was that they raided the place where the files were, and they killed Armando during the operation, and they arrested Mike and Marcus. Then you could make up a lie that Dolan made copies of files and will agree to hand them over if the hostages are free. Once the hostages are handed over, then you just try to arrest or kill McGrath. And that is the spitballing that's better than this plan they came up with. Aha! Now the stand-up comic gets the last slap. Also, they suggest that all you need during a panic attack is someone to yell at trust if they all happen to die in here. But since Mike said everyone he trusts is in this crew, I'm going to assume that they didn't make arrangements. Renee! Mike and Marcus survive all sorts of deaths. No one will be seated while Rita tries to kill the pilot, who, believe it or not, is one of the good guys. Movie didn't think this building was filled with enough bullet casings, so it turned this plane back around to pack in more action. I mean, these assholes aren't even marked up after a grenade blew up next to them and sent them through a window and debris rained down on them. I don't know if there just aren't any accessible stairs after all the explosions and crashes or what, but I do know that making this jump is a terrible idea. Since McGrath has nowhere to go but outside, you might as well go outside too and not worry about the jump. You'd think this guy would know the layout of this place if he was going to come up with a plan to save the hostages. Mike, please survive this.
Just dookie, baby.
I'm sure I'm glad I had the subtitles on for this line.
Marcus, my gun. I dropped my gun in the water. It's by your foot.
Pushing for Marcus to retrieve your gun instead of... This goes to show that even if someone kills your father, as long as that person saved you from a situation that would not have happened had they not killed your father, you can find forgiveness. This bracelet can be seen on her right wrist here and again here as they walk away. And when the did it find time to become this convenient little breadcrumb of a clue?
Go, I'll slow you down.
Is that someone trying to imitate Martin Lawrence during an ADR session? Where they went through a building and ran into a big stone pillar. I guess the slow motion allowed them to survive. I'll dispense with the "you gotta be kidding me" comments on this, even though I just said that out loud, and it probably still stands. The real question for me is, what does this f***ing matter? So he saw this place in his dream. Now what are we supposed to do with that information? I guess this is a reminder of Mike's hard choice Marcus heard about from Captain Howard, but it's just silly.
One of them is about to die.
You choose. What? Why? Killing water vulnerable in no way facilitates you getting out of the situation easier. Like he gave up and decided to do some basic-ass villain for funsies. Evil is punished, and we bring back Duke the albino alligator to eat him? Since he made such a big deal about him earlier, and all he did was fight Marcus a little bit?
Go. Before I change my mind.
And he went from, okay, I won't kill Armando because apparently there's some good in him, to, okay, let's where they went through a building and ran into a big stone pillar. I guess the slow motion allowed them to survive. I'll dispense with the "you gotta be kidding me" comments on this, even though I just said that out loud, and it probably still stands. The real question for me is, what does this f***ing matter? So he saw this place in his dream. Now what are we supposed to do with that information? I guess this is a reminder of Mike's hard choice Marcus heard about from Captain Howard, but it's just silly.
One of them is about to die.
You choose. What? Why? Killing water vulnerable in no way facilitates you getting out of the situation easier. Like he gave up and decided to do some basic-ass villain for funsies. Evil is punished, and we bring back Duke the albino alligator to eat him? Since he made such a big deal about him earlier, and all he did was fight Marcus a little bit?
Go. Before I change my mind.
And he went from, okay, I won't kill Armando because apparently there's some good in him, to, okay, let's... This goes to show that even if someone kills your father, as long as that person saved you from a situation that would not have happened had they not killed your father, you can find forgiveness. This bracelet can be seen on her right wrist here and again here as they walk away. And when the did it find time to become this convenient little breadcrumb of a clue?
Go, I'll slow you down.
Is that someone trying to imitate Martin Lawrence during an ADR session? If they all happen to die in here. But since Mike said everyone he trusts is in this crew, I'm going to assume that they didn't make arrangements.
Renee!
Mike and Marcus survive all sorts of deaths. No one will be seated while Rita tries to kill the pilot, who, believe it or not, is one of the good guys. Movie didn't think this building was filled with enough bullet casings, so it turned this plane back around to pack in more action. I mean, these assholes aren't even marked up after a grenade blew up next to them and sent them through a window and debris rained down on them. I don't know if there just aren't any accessible stairs after all the explosions and crashes or what, but I do know that making this jump is a terrible idea. Since McGrath has nowhere to go but outside, you might as well go outside too and not worry about the jump. You'd think this guy would know the layout of this place if he was going to come up with a plan to save the hostages. Mike Stevens survived this.
Just dookie, baby.
I'm sure I'm glad I had the subtitles on for this line.
Marcus, my gun. I dropped my gun in the water. It's by your foot.
Pushing for Marcus to retrieve your gun instead of locked Jancy. But luckily the movie will make it so they don't have to go through with whatever this dumb plan is. Also, you're law enforcement, and it feels like you could do any number of things here that would not have required a plan to shoot all the bad guys and somehow get the hostages back in one piece. Like the biggest lie they could have told while pretending to be Lockwood was that they raided the place where the files were, and they killed Armando during the operation, and they arrested Mike DeMarcus. Then you could make up a lie that Dorn made copies of files and will agree to hand them over if the hostages are free. Once the hostages are handed over, then you just try to arrest or kill McGrath. And that is the spitballing that's better than this plan they came up with. Aha! Now the stand-up comic gets the last slap. Also, I would suggest that all you need during a panic attack is someone to yell at.
Armando's going to make his way in the water.
Have you guys proven everything you need to prove at this point to allow a witness that is key to your case to dive head first into a dangerous off-book mission?
Drones in the air.
Oh yeah, nobody will notice 3 big drones approaching the area.
As far as they know, Lockwood is on his way to the plane to move the hostages to Cuba.
So one of you at least acknowledge that once McGrath let you know that he